Mm-hmm. We're going to the Roadhouse. Gonna have a real a good time. All right, you. All right, you. I heard about you. I know all about you. You think you can come here to my live stream looking like that and a little bit of LA Jim in the background here. Who we got? Who we got? Splatter Cat. You get the award of most frequent flyer on the Donald Kent train. I really should like come up with like awards and stuff, you know, for like really cool people to come and hang out. That's actually a great idea. Holy shit, that's a great idea. What's shaking? Victorian is here. Hey, yeah, I know. Probably like a signed print of art or something, kind of something like that. You gotta feel my soul, all right. Yeah, a little Spirit of Jim coming through tonight. I just drank a whole bottle of whiskey, dropped 5 hits of acid. I'm riding the snake to the ancient lake. I'm kidding. Passionate, but you know, I definitely dig some Jim once in a while. No need for rewards. You sing for us. Oh, that's a cool thing. All right, Gondorian is here. Give up your vows. I was actually thinking of, well, I was writing some music before I got on. I've got like all these really, really nice guitar parts that go together so beautifully, and it's really otherworldly. This piece that I'm working on is really, really powerful. And I'm sort of they're like excuse me, they're like puzzle pieces in a way, and I'm just trying to find like which one would be the best, you know, combination. So I'm kind of, you know, when you're writing music, you gotta get into that shaman space, you know, where you're letting the feelings flow. And then I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh shit, it's time to jump on YouTube and do some streaming for the lads. So here I am, lads. Do you guys, any of you guys ever go through a Jim Morrison phase? That was like me when I was like 18, 19, and 20. This is my long hair. I'm forlorn, I'm tortured, baby. Sleep with me, I'm Jim Morrison. Anyway, what's next? What's next? Gondorian says, I got Imperium Calling and looked through it. It was very good. Definitely will go back and look at it, at the artwork. Very good. Super grateful to you, my man. Super, super grateful. Thank you for buying that. All right. And we got The Warrior. Oh, that's charming. Okay, maybe not. Not 100% sure what that means, Warrior. I still have long hair, yeah. My beard's kind of long. So I gotta get a darker thingy here. So yeah, the Jim Morrison face. I was, I wouldn't say I was rebellious in high school, but I did kind of towards the end of high school. I kind of started getting into this like kind of rebellious zone, I suppose, and was more, I don't know. I guess to some extent, I've probably always been sort of political in a sense, although I think, an 18-year-old doesn't know much, and you can't really possess a great deal of knowledge or experience at that age. But I did have the passion for justice and like, things of this nature. And the Marxists know very, very well, like, oh, this is the prime age to like recruit, you know, naive youngsters who, want a better world or have a craving for justice or something, something. And then we're gonna teach them all our Marxist horse shit, you know, and then off to college to perfect their training. So I, I don't know. It's a little maybe embarrassing to talk about it because when you're 18, you're just filled with piss and vinegar, and it's they call that like the sophomore stage. When you're the wise fool. That stage. Victorian says I had hair almost down to my shoulders, but cut it today. Oh my God, today, dude. So there you go, and now you know. But yeah, there it is. So going back into what do we got? Splattercat. I need to cut my beard. Getting too hard to manage. Yeah, I just recently did one of those little trimmaroonies. Winter time is like beard season. You know what I'm saying? And I have a pretty full beard, but it can get mangy sort of. It's a thing, I guess. And I'm kind of like, to a certain degree, I kind of like that wild man look. But then at some point, it starts to get like, shit, I look homeless. It's like, okay, I gotta do something about this. You know, pull it back, man. Put a leash on that thing. You know what I'm saying? What can I I assume you guys can kind of hear the music a little bit in the background. Like a lover's story. So, music studio Sunday. I've got some older songs that I've been like for example on my YouTube I'll just like turn my camera on and I'll play guitar and I'll sing the song, and it's really shitty in terms of like there's no real quality studio you know recording going on. There's no production value. There's no drums, there's no bass, keyboards or whatever, that kind of thing. So now I'm going in the studio and gonna do that. I do have a friend who's a keyboard player I could pull in on the project. I'm not sure I want keyboards on every single song, but I think it could be tasty in certain locations. The thing is, I'm kind of bored with a lot of my songs. Like I want to write new songs, and I've got all these new songs, like the musical parts of the songs ready, but I haven't gotten the lyrics worked out yet. So melodies, all that shit. So it's kind of the zone that I'm heading into. I don't know, man. Writing music's hard, man. It's really hard. Yeah, you gotta have a beard in the winter, man. It's too freaking cold out there. I'll cut it in 2 or 3 weeks, then it'll start to heat up. Oh wow, you're in Texas. What is life like in Texas? I've always wondered that. You know, I mean, I often think of Texas as like another country. You know, I kind of do, really. It's just, you know, I they always say like Texas would be the first state to secede if there was ever an opportunity to. You know, I don't know of really any other state that's kind of unique like Texas in this way. My whole fear about like, you know, that region is just like it seems like there's freaking cartels behind every bush. You know, like that's the thing that concerns me. I had a band that we did this song before. It's a really fun song to do live. Sadness. Blood on the streets and a river of sadness. Blood on the streets, it's up to my thighs. She told me when she drove away. Somebody in her hair. What the fuck is going on here? Oh. Shoot, that doesn't work. Can't do that. Okay, there's a certain like illusion of space that I'm trying to go for here. Ghosts. Oh, Jim. You and your crazy lyrics. Now, there's this theory that Jim Morrison was actually like a CIA plant or something. His dad was military. I don't know if I buy that. I mean, I don't know if I buy that. I do know that Courtney Love's father was. I don't know honestly if it's CIA or FBI, but like he was in one of those agencies, one of those alphabets, kind of doing the you know how to get American kids on drugs and then MK Ultra them, you know, make their minds suggestible. So yeah, here we are living in the Doge world, getting a lot of that Doge. The one thing that this is like one of the biggest letdowns today is that news about that Jewish woman who they appointed to handle the whole like Epstein file, JFK files, all this shit, and it's just I mean, you know the old expression, everything is fake and gay. This is like, this is that, you know, it's just that again and again and again. It's so exhausting. Oh, fuck this Zionist government, man. I'm sick of it. It makes me sick. Waits for me, tender times. My girl is mine. She is the one. She is my girl. What do you know? What do you know? Okay, so, and I say filthy because it literally smells like crap. Ugh. But aside from the cities, it's very rural, very conservative. That I would believe. Do you know anything about like the surrounding states, like more to the East Coast, Arkansas, Oklahoma? Because to me, those are like total, like, null zones. Like there's nothing there. Kind of. It just feels like it. Like there's what comes out of those places. You know. I don't know. It just they. I'm not insulting the people who live there or whatever, but it just seems like flat and arid, and I don't know what kind of culture comes from there. You know. I just talked with my grandmother about it. I told her about the USS Liberty attack, and she was shocked. No shit, that's cool. Wow, Janeth Fabio is here. Yamite. Is that another language, or is that like an expression? Well, I can speak from a Texas perspective about adjacent states. Please do. Oklahoma has a lot of Indians, and aside from that, it's like an extension of Texas. Okay. So, how are the Indians over there? Are they prosperous, or like drug addicts and homeless? Or like what's the score? I'm a huge supporter of First Nations, Native Americans. I don't want to see them suffer. I feel like they're a part of the history and the culture of this land, and big supporter of treaties and all that stuff. I think if you're a nationalist, you should be. You know, I feel like preserving their culture is preserving American history to an extent. But more so, I have like this other vision of like, if we could learn about indigenous medicines, that would be a fantastic way to kind of sidestep the fucking, you know, the fuckery of like these corporate medical sabotage worlds that we're living in, all this garbage that we have to go through. Like I've known natives that, you just walk in the woods and like this plant does this plant does that, this plant does this, and you're surrounded by medicine. Everywhere you look, everything does something for the body. And I'm like, why the fuck don't we know this stuff? Why are we not harvesting these natural medicines? There's so much to learn from them. Anyway, your art is good. Thank you, Janeth. Janeth is a really interesting name. Where are you from, bud? I would love to learn more about you. Mi Fulmos is here, Kent Art, the legendary. It is good to have you back, Mi Fulmos friend. Nebraska has a wonderful little German town. Oh, that's nice, on the prairie. Das ist gut, ja. I like the Germans very much. I have an uncle there. You might have heard of his name. Uncle Adolf is my great uncle. He's a very great man. Okay, what's next here? Louisiana is black, but great food. I feel like the blacks from Louisiana are a little more chill. Am I wrong, or are they just as murderous as up in the north? I don't know anymore. Oh, here's a good song. In Texas, people with common sense avoid Austin. Yeah, Austin is essentially like Libtown, right? It's all just liberal mofos. Am I right? Am I right? All right. Let's get some more artwork here. I think we'll get back to this lady with the nice tits. How about that? Boobs, boobs, boobs. Come on. I think boobs could bring world peace. Think about it. Think about it. All right, moving on. I know the Navajo most of all. If you want to have native friends, you need to pick a tribe. I think the Comanche are kind of cool, but I would never say that to any of my Navajo friends. Ooh, yeah. I get that. I totally get that. I totally get that. I don't want to. I don't want to sort of dox my location too much by talking about the tribes that I know and have worked with. But They are very, where I live, they're very healthy. They have a really strong society and they keep their culture and their traditions, which is beautiful. So that's all good and well. I've gone to their powwows, and their powwows are like national level. Like they got people coming in from all over the country with the full regalia and like the dancing and the music and all this stuff. It's extraordinary. It's truly primal. You know, and there's a feeling there that's just oh man, it'll reach right down into your soul. It'll reach right down into your soul. Sorry, sometimes I have to mock myself out to just keep myself in check, you know. All right, all right, all right. Enough of this tomfoolery. Um, what do we got here? Mifulmo says, right within the prior 200 years, we discovered 200 protein molecules shapes. Within the last 2 years, a team of 15 scientists and AI have mapped 200 million. That's almost every protein. Cray cray. Yeah, man, shit's wild. You know what I'm saying? Shit is wildo. Wildo. I think it's just important that our people resist transhumanism, you know, and all of its dark manifestations. What do we got here? Yep. So speaking of transhumanism and all that, the news just came out that Bill Gates bought a huge plot of land in Nevada to build a smart city. And now there's like sort of forest fires in the area and all the, what do you call them? The insurance companies are canceling their fire insurance policies to the area. What does that sound like? Can you say, I shouldn't have done that. It's like Palisades, Maui. You know, it's just, I don't know. They don't give a fuck. You know, like they just they're monsters. They're not human. You know, they don't. It is what it is. So like we have to rebel. You know, we have to go savage. You know. Kind of brings up some interesting thoughts, actually. Going savage. Potentially, almost, maybe, definitely going to be the end of for humanity. AI transhumanism. So they build a city on a known fire plane. Every tree there requires fire. So I think the fire is actually just like cleaning out the land so that they can build on it. That's the strategy. It's like, oh gee, golly gee, there was a forest fire here. And I mean it's mostly desert, so it's not forest in the sense of like, you know. wherever else. But it's just a, like I said, it's just a way to clean the area out for construction. I think a lot of it's going to come down to like, hey, Hippocratic Oath is here. Sounds like Lahaina. Yes, 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 agreed. Yeah, I don't know the name of this place in Nevada. Where is it near? I forget. Anyway, it was just on the news. It's fucked up to listen to the news. Because like people I work with are sort of normies, and the news will be on at work, and you hear them say, "Oh, Bill Gates today bought the property and TV, blah, 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 blah." And it's fucking lies. It's fucking lies. And I'm rolling my eyes, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. But I don't want to be that guy, kind of. I don't want to be that guy at work, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's actually slightly dangerous to be that guy at work. I do have some maybe kind of good news, though, just to counterbalance the shit. Excuse me. I think I found a illegal immigrant house. And I got the address, and I'm going to call the local ICE agents and just say, some suspicious activity at this location. I think it's worth looking into. Here's the address. Here's what I saw. And, please look into it, kind of thing. And meanwhile, there's known locations with fucking illegals that the local Jewish immigrant services, like are openly brag about it. Like, oh, we did such great things this year. We got so much money from the government, in the tune of millions and millions. And, we're housing all these poor, oh, it's so. Like they're fucking humanitarians. You know what I'm saying? And, anyway, that's its own thing. But, so yeah, I'm on my way to work, and there's this kind of weird house that it's not really like a house. It's sort of like some kind of building that was converted into a house. And it's weird. It's just weird. There's something sort of funky about it, and it's like, whatever, and you drive to work and blah, blah, blah. And one day I see a white van parked out front, and all of these Latin Americans are kind of rushing out of the van and rushing into the house. And the house looks abandoned. It doesn't look like it's like anyone's sort of taking care of it, or even that anybody owns it, It's just a weird, shitty house thing. And here's the thing. They're all wearing those, like, I don't know what the name is for these things. They're the kind of vests that you would wear if, say, you were working on a construction site at night, and they've got those reflector stripes on them and shit. But they were vests. They weren't like full jackets or whatever. And then on top of that, they were not dressed for the weather. Like, this is fucking winter. Shit's really fucking cold out there, And you're like, why are these people not dressed properly for this kind of weather, And then on top of that, they were all carrying like packages and backpacks and shit. And I'm like, that's totally fucking off. That's completely off. Something is very, very wrong here. You know what I mean? So, there you go. And so I'm going to call ICE and say, yo, nigga. Get your ass down there and check it out. See how it goes. I know that, like, you know, there's ways that you can actually make money doing shit like that, but I just want justice, you know? I just don't want to be replaced in my own fucking country. Lahaina had surviving mango trees, and the government came in and chopped them down. Classic. Is it your ex-girlfriend's house, really? Oh, you're so funny. You make a funny joke. Anyway. So, I don't know quite how that's going to roll out, you know, or if anything will come of it. But I can try. Gotta try. Gotta do something. It's funny, this character I'm drawing right now, she's like a kind of a pagan witch, you know, and that's sort of her superpowers. And the symbols that I'm drawing on her are considered hate symbols on the ADL website. It's just kind of my little middle finger to them, you know. Our indigenous symbols are not hate symbols, and you don't get to tell us that they are, so fuck off. I mean, think how, like, demonic that is, you know, like, it won't be long until, like, the Christian cross is on there, like, oh, this is a sign of anti-Semitism, you know, this is a banned symbol. And they're gonna go full Bolshevik by that time. The Volk nut on her chest is tattooed on my left arm. Wow, very impressed. So I guess I'm a hate symbol. You are a walking hate symbol. Yes, you hate being replaced. You hate being demoralized. You hate being destroyed by a blood-sucking cult. Yeah. Okay, I accept it and proud of it. A badge of honor, if you will. If the ADL hates me, I'm doing something right. Honestly, if you're not on a fucking list by now, you better step up your game, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, she's it. You got to get out there and get yourself on a list, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just all talk, you know what I mean, sir? No, we're the real deal around here. Nothing like that photo of the, it's like, at the ADL headquarters, you can see they have a list of, like, the years, and then it shows the white population, you know, like, going down over the years. Like they're fucking keeping track of it, you know. It's wild how like they literally are the very thing they claim us to be, you know. You know what I mean? I mean, it's psychotic, you know. Anyway, that gets exhausting after a while, though. That you understand. We need a white guy to win Anti-Semite of the Year this time. Yeah, I know. What the heck, man? Oh, you know what? Honestly, there are. I'd say we got him. It's just that, you know, if they put like say Joel Davis or I don't know, Luke Gage on there, then it might actually, you know, advertise those people, you know. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking that that might be one of their strategies is to like don't draw attention, you know, to those guys. You know what I mean? Mifulmo says, yeah, it's messed up globally. Existing is amazing, despite its difficulty. Oh boy. Yeah. So here's a good question for you. Let's envision the world after we win. What is it going to look like? I'll start. Okay, so I'm thinking flying cars straight out of the gate, but only for us. I'm seeing architecture that is like classical European architecture, but with like alien energy tech. You know what I mean? Like, you know, 0 point energy homes that, you know, never need to, you don't need to pay utilities or anything of that nature, you know. I'm seeing communities of people that kind of work half the year and then play half the year. Like, and play could be, you know, making music or designing software or, you know, learning a language or, you know, anything you want to do and having the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What else? What else? Clean cities. Yeah, no fucking crime. You don't have to be afraid. You can leave your car door unlocked at night, you know. This is a self-taught. Am I? Oh, you're asking me? I went to college for fine art, and so I would say that I'm schooled, but I taught myself comic book illustration, which is its own kind of thing. You know, it's like imagine going to school to learn piano, but teaching yourself guitar. That's kind of the relationship of those things. I'm gonna put some more songs on shortly here. Yeah, so what do we got? You did say Uncle Adolf. I did indeed. I'm telling you, Kanye is leading the way, man. He's my spirit animal. Anyway, it's just funny. I mean, at least we're getting like funny memes out of it and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm with Flash on that topic of like these are our symbols. This is our culture. You know, we're the ones that have been out here for so long. You know, taking the hits and making it. You know, getting these talking points out and taking the biggest risks, etc. And then like Elon Musk comes and throws a Roman, and it's like, oh, now it's funny and popular, and it's like assholes, like look a little deeper, what's his face? Nick Fuentes is like, Candace Owens is now on the J train, and he's like, well, I'm happy for you, but I've been doing this for fucking 8 years before you, or whatever. So, there you go. We would in the new Imperium. Say, I call it the Imperium because I see it as like all white nations globally will have one kind of nationhood. It'd be like a super nation. It'd be like a racial nation, kind of like the Nation of Islam. That regardless of ethnicity, language, nationality, they're all on the stone women to death for showing their hair boat. Whatever the Nation of Islam is. Marry 9-year-old girls. That religion. That one. Only ours would not have that kind of shit, obviously. But yeah, I mean, Australians, Canadians, British, Irish, Russian, Slovenia, whatever, wherever, it would just be one family, one racial family. And as such, we would, help and share with each other, and there would be no struggles or backstabbing or problems of any sort, no wars, no ethnic cleansing, no horseshit, this kind of shit that we've seen over the years in different times and places, So there'd be peace and prosperity, and cultures would thrive. It would, God, family, and nation would be the motto of the new Imperium. And so every nation would be free to would have like absolute support for those three elements of society. That would I think it'd get rid of things like taxes and all the shit that we live in now, would all be gone. We'd be free, you know what I mean? Let's read some comments. My ideal society: clean, beautiful, walkable cities with a mix of beautiful traditional Gothic architecture and some good modern artwork. That's 100% what I'm talking about. In the countryside, rolling fields, farms, hobbit-like towns and villages. Absolutely. I love to be able to let my son walk down the street for once without having to worry. No kidding. Awesome. Thinks it's visible that you've seen classic art from the way you paint. Oh, dude. I don't know if you were here. Were you here when I showed my book, Imperium Calling? Because I've got some really nice fine art in here. I'll take a little tiny break here from comics and give you a tiny show. But I do have to put some music back on if you can. Give me uno momento. It's uno momento. I need a little time. Put on the music. Oh, that's a good one right there. It's a band called the Genesis. Anyway, so fine art. Okay, this is sort of conceptual fine art. The new Imperium man is it's sort of like an Apollonian angel, like with a gold sword and a gold shield riding a lion. and these muses, these female angelic muses, kind of giving birth to him per se, a type of a Caesar-like crown, a kind of a holy monarch, like an angelic monarch. Let's see if Kanye could make art like that. Probably not. This piece is it's a very large piece. There's a little section of this piece that might be somewhat revealing to you who understand history. I like post-industrial prehistoric lifestyle. Always gotta throw a commercial right in the middle of the song. Except no war, sci-fi, future tech. North America, Europe is one imperium, yes. But with local autonomy, rule, self-government, yes. Yes. Harmony with the planet, like Native Americans, healthcare, and a future vision, for sure. Of your Uncle Adolf and tech from Star Wars. Yes. Like the Holy Roman Empire, we shouldn't take out cues from, we should not take our cues from people who are not us. Obviously, you'd never do that. There'd be no point in that. I think the only cultures we're really going to be influenced by are possibly like Japan, China, like advanced cultures. Ancient cultures, like the early Persian cultures before Islam, there's things to learn there, but we have enough in our own backyard, in our own mythology, and, you get what I'm saying. Hippocratic Oath says, I want epic space battles with ETs that help the Jays. Dude, you're freaking onto something right there. You are onto something. That, ooh, man, don't get me started. I could, do like a sci-fi nerd out right there. Me Fulmos says, no, I saw it on your channel. I'm going to add some elements of your thought style topic to my own art. Oh my God. That's a wow. I mean, that's the most you could ask for as an artist, is to, kind of have influence on other artists, So you wanted to see some fine art. Here's some fine art. You get the idea. So I'll just leave that and get back to work. Okay, music. We need music, not commercials, you dumbass. Get over there. All right. Here comes again. Just a little more time to live out my life. La, 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 la. That's one thing I'm gonna do once I get into the studio, is have like multiple harmonies on my songs. It's gonna be nice. 'Cause you can't do that alone, right? But I can overdub my voice. I'm very good at singing harmonies, so it's gonna be sweet. I'm listening to some old Genesis. Peter Gabriel Genesis. What is this? Nursery Crimes? It's one of my favorite albums. See, this kind of prog rock showed me like music is art, you know? And it's, again, you know, it's the storytelling that gets me, you know? Also, it's very, very English. Like, there's something really, really English about it, which I find, I don't know, I vibe with that, like hardcore, you know. There's really something there, you know. Yeah. Is that cowboy supposed to be Sam Elliott? It was. Yes, that's Sam Elliott, correct. The storytelling in Yes's music is amazing. Yeah, dude, we're on the same train for sure. Yes, early Genesis, Pink Floyd, King Crimson. You know, these are my old go-tos. You know. So, so, oh, commercial. just, just when the song's about to hit, it's like, oh, buy some shit. It's always like when you listen to people trying to sell you shit all the time, it makes you antisocial. Like it's like, leave me alone, you know. It's just so tired because you know they're just lying. You know, it's just like, oh my god, I've got this amazing thing. You've got to try it out. And like, you know, there's all these kind of like psychological prompts to like, you know, what would you do if blah 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 blah, or oh my god, you're not gonna believe this new thing that just happened, blah 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 blah. And I don't know, man, it's jarring. Like I find it very, very jarring. You know, I don't like it at all. Okay, that is the new rule in the Imperium. No fucking commercials. Okay, guys, can we agree on that? Let's agree on that right now. Yes, Dark Side of the Moon for sure. Yes, we agree. Cool. worse than a loud jarring ad to bring you out of the music. Yes, always when the song getting good. Exactly. Oh no. It's I don't watch TV, but like I said, there's like a TV at work, and they got it so that like whenever a commercial comes on, the commercials are louder than the TV show that was on. I don't know, have you guys noticed that? Fucking annoying. Holy fucking shit, that's annoying as hell. When they do that, it's like, oh my god. It's noticeably louder, really. It just like slaps you in the face. You know? It's like, you're only watching TV so you can watch these commercials. Oh boy. Jeez. For so long. This time. Seem to with your fixed expression. Can't stand it. Okay. You make music so you already know what audio standardization is, right? They use it for ads. They're always elevated. So I'm a musician, songwriter, performer. I've worked with lots of like studio producers, audio music producers. And I've watched them work, you know, behind the scenes with the software and this and that, and you know, the creative processes and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. So I'm aware of, you know, a lot of the various things that they do and certain conventions, you know, compression and this and that and all this stuff. But I don't, you know, I'm not like a studio tech guy, if you know what I mean. I know what I like. I could say that. There's one friend of mine that was recording one of my songs, and he put some guitar on it, and then the song's very, very bass driven. It's like got a really, really strong bass line that is like the kind of the driving force of it, and he made like his guitar louder than the bass on the recording, and I'm like, you know, the guitar's too hot. You gotta like pull it back and bring the bass up more. And he never did it. And I was kind of like, I'm like annoyed at him. I was like, you know, this typical guitar players, you know, like they always have to put themselves out front, you know. Anyway. So like I'm kind of like reluctant to really play that song because it's like, dude, you know,